Greetings and good morning.
Greetings. It's comic time.
Woo! Woo!
Yes.
We're here to talk about comics, new releases this week. This is my friend
Aaron.
And you're looking at
Daryl.
And we don't know our names, but we got the others speaking it for us.
Exactly.
We're talking comics. Aaron, what's up from DC Comics this week?
What's not up from DC Comics? We're coming to the end of some titles that I really like, and
Goodbye, New 52.
honorable
I'm just
mention,
kidding, it'll still be good.
Swamp Thing.
Number 40.
Charles Soule has done a pretty good job. I think following Scott Snyder is pretty difficult, but he held it, and I stuck with it the whole way, and I'm proud of myself.
I dropped it.
Nobody likes glitter.
It's New 52. I can live.
Enough of that New 52 crap.
Anyway, no.
It's just a 52 now.
Charles Soule, great writer. Swamp Thing, what Scott Snyder did on the book was great, and Charles Soule continued it. It is really a cool book. When you read so much, Swamp Thing's got to hit the bricks.
Yeah, there's no arguments there. I can't read all the stuff I'd like to read either, just as there's too much good stuff out there between just Marvel and DC. That's not even counting Independence. When you throw in the Independence, it's like, it's overwhelming. Charles Soule created another thing where it's like, you got the green, you got the red,
The Rot.
you got the rot, which I think is gray, black, whatever.
It's been a while.
It's hard to keep up with them all. But then he added, I guess the silver.
Ooh, what is that?
That is the Machine War.
Ooh.
And one of the avatars, former avatars, because they all create that council of sorts, the Parliament of Trees. Well, he kind of did away with the Parliament of Trees. I'm sure you didn't read, but
I did.
the Parliament of Trees just went away because Alec Holland was like, I'm not going to be told what to do. So he ends up getting stuck there. They almost gave it to Cedar, who's actually Floral, how do you say it? Floral Man or whatever?
Floral. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the guy from the Alan Moore run. That had stuff growing on his face and stuff.
The Floral.
But it got changed to the Cedar, which is actually a better name, honestly. That's one of those New 52 things that was better.
Some things are better than the New 52, some things are not.
But anyway, so Lady Wolf ends up becoming the new avatar for the Machines. So this is the final story with that. The clash between whatever Lady Wolf calls herself now, the Machine Queen. I read it recently, but I read so much stuff, it's hard to keep it going.
Machine Queen!
Machine Queen! It's like a Judas Priest song.
And I know what you mean.
Or a Black Sabbath song. Anyway.
$7.99. I'd read it, but yeah.
Or you can wait for the trade.
It's pretty good. If you're wrong, it's just $7.99.
Master Man.
For the guy who complains about Marvel's, $3.99.
Master Man.
All right, Adolf Hitler's on the toilet taking a dump for multiple panels. Check it out on our Instagram at Bob Big Bang.
It's great. Anyway.
Or Facebook.
Detective
or Twitter.
40.
All right, Detective number 40. Tell us about it.
We just got through the Anarchy story, so I actually didn't read the solicitation. I don't know what this one's picking up with, but Buccellito and Manipul, man, I loved their Flash run. It was really good.
They put the detective back in Detective.
They did put the detective back in Detective. Since Manipul and Buccellito have been on there, it has been a detective story. Or Buccellito, however you say his name.
Let's just say Buccellito. Makes it sound
I think
Italian.
it sounds better.
He's got that new Image book coming out called Sons of the Devil.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of which, if you missed our comic meeting, you would have heard more about that.
He took over on Injustice, too, after Tom Taylor, and been holding it pretty good. Still a little disappointed DC let Tom Taylor go. That's one thing I can say bad about DC.
Superior Iron Man. Superior Iron Man.
You should be reading Superior Iron Man.
Marvel, that's right.
When the good writers go over, you follow the writers. But anyway.
Some people follow artists, but Detective Comics is pretty good.
Artists, yes. You can follow artists or writers, or both. Just saying. Because Andre Sorrentino, who did Green Arrow, is going to be doing Old Man Logan, too. And, what else do we have?
Green Lantern number 40. Finally, Green Lantern's going to continue where all the other Green Lantern books, they end this month because of Convergence. But Green Lantern number 40, DC's basically saying the ring is no longer the thing. What does that mean? This issue will have a key to it, and when next issue comes out in June, you'll find out more.
We have last issue, right?
Yeah, number 39's here. But anyway, get number 40. It's the last issue until Convergence is over. 2 months later, the ring is no longer the thing. What's it mean? We'll find out.
I think they're supposed to put a new name on it, too. So it might start at number 1 again.
No, it's Green Lantern.
It's just going to stay Green Lantern?
Yeah, there's another one called Green Lantern Lost Army or something like that. There's another Green Lantern title, but that's it.
I thought we were slimming down.
Well, they got two.
Look, I followed Green Lantern in the beginning. The reason I dropped was not because it wasn't good. It was because
so many titles,
and they want to stretch them out over all of them. I'm like, I got to make some cuts somewhere, so I was like, Green Lantern's gone.
All right, Infinity Man and the Forever People, number 8. Your pride and joy.
I'm brokenhearted, man, because that was my favorite comic. One of my favorite comics. I'm a huge Jack Kirby fan, and I know there's lots of DiDio haters out there, but forget DiDio. Giffen was on it. And for those of you that like the old style of comics, you should have been reading that or OMAC when New 52 started, because it has so much of that feel that the comics did in the 60s and 70s, and that's what I loved about it. But yet it still had, you know, a more modern take of storytelling, but it had just enough humor, and then the art style was an obvious throwback to Kirby. Didn't quite have the forced perspective down as well as Kirby did, but Jim Lee does it well. So, yeah, we're at the end of the Infinity Man story, and there's a bit of dissension between the Forever People and Highfather, because Highfather's not quite the same as he was in the beginning. He's kind of a little bit of a jerk. I mean, he's a fallible god, so he's not a god, but he's Highfather. And he wants to fix the universe so bad that, well, if you read Godhead, you see how far he took it. A little too far.
That's right.
And the Forever People weren't cool with it. And, you know, it's fitting because if you read the original Forever People, that story just ended. It was just like Infinity Man and them switched. They were stuck on the planet Infinity Man's from. I was like, that's it. We're not going to finish. And even when he did Hunger Dogs, we still never found out what happened to Forever People. So that's their lot in life. They'll never finish a story.
Maybe that should tell DC something about who they put on the book, and not Dan Didio.
Oh, God.
I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. But really, some characters really are meant just to be supporting characters, like Ghost Rider. No offense to Ghost Rider, but I really think he works best in a supporting role. Now, you put all the Ghost Riders in one book, like you do with Ghost Racers, it looks kind of interesting, but I really think some characters really can't carry their own book for very long. I just really think that's
I probably would have checked this. Like, when I first saw the current Ghost Riders, like, oh, that's kind of like it turned into Speed Racer.
But dude, he had the muscle car.
I know.
The first one was on a horse.
Once I found out it was a Dodge Charger, I was like, maybe I've been too harsh on this, but it's too late now. It's ending now.
Yeah, it's ending and turning into Ghost Racers with Secret Wars.
I'll read it later.
We're going to do a Secret Wars and DC post-convergence separate video, a special video coming up very soon. Keep watching.
Looking forward to it.
But as far as a couple of honorable mentions,
Grayson 8.
Grayson 8 and Harley Quinn number 15. Just books you probably should check out.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it too much. We should have been reading it.
Should have been reading Grayson anyway.
Michael Yannon and Tim Seeley, and I forgot the other guy's name who was actually part of the CIA, but it's been really good. King,
yes.
Great book.
Anyway, honorable mentions, check them out. And we'll check out this commercial, and also check out our new releases. All the other new releases you should probably check out from DC Comics right after this.
Harness the power, Dino Riders. The evil Rulon shackle the Deinonychus.
Brainbox on attack! They're sitting ducks!
Heroic quest star on Diplodocus opens the secret pod.
They're firing on me! Look out for the trap! Take this, airhead!
The hidden rockets blast the evil Rulon.
We'll meet again, quest star!
Diplodocus with motorized walking action. Deinonychus and Pteranodon with figures and battle gear, each sold separately. Dino Riders.
Okay, we're back, and we're talking Image and independent comics. That's IDW, that's Dark Horse, that's Valiant, that's anybody that's not Marvel or DC.
It's true.
First up, Nameless, number 2, from Image Comics and the mighty Grant Morrison.
The mighty Grant Morrison. My favorite writer. He's in a category all of his own.
Morrison Mark.
I am a Morrison Mark. I will just say. That guy's just got the coolest imagination. To me, his writing is all about creativity and just going anywhere with it, and every story that he does is a journey, and Nameless's journey, like most, is going to be figuring out what is going on, because apparently in the beginning of the story it's like he was in somebody's dream and he's supposed to take out somebody in the dream, and once he gets pulled out, there's stuff with like conspiracy theory stuff, like Zavala, the meteor, it's supposed to come in and destroy everything, and Nameless, that's the character's name, is Nameless. He's somehow got to save us from it, so it gets trippy. It gets really trippy. But it's Grant Morrison. It's the fun of it to get into it and be like, figure out this world that he's created, because it's similar enough to ours where you're like, I think I get what's going on, but it's not like ours.
It's typical Grant Morrison.
Yeah.
Like, what is he doing? By the time you get to the end, you figure it out, but for some people, it's already too late. They've already dropped the book. But you stick it out, you'll understand where he's going.
I think Puckett, I was talking to him last night, he said the fun thing is just trying to figure out what's going. It's part of the reading is trying to figure it out.
Sometimes it's like DC's Seven Soldiers of Victory was one of those. And
That was great.
Final Crisis is another one. Like,
Final
where's he
Crisis.
going?
Loved it.
So anyway, you gotta have some patience with Grant Morrison.
The Invisibles. I would say The Invisibles and Jack Kirby's Fourth World's my favorite stories ever. Jack Kirby, which Jack Kirby is mostly known as an artist, but him and Morrison are my two favorite writers.
Okay.
Because those two stories, I mean, you should read them.
So you got Nameless number 2. We've got Descender number 1 from Jeff Lemire. Descender, which by the way, you probably should get this book because they just sold the movie rights. So there's going to be a Descender movie coming out very soon. So you're going to say, hey, I wish I got that first print number 1.
Yep.
You should get it this Wednesday. Descender number 1. Written by Jeff Lemire. You might know him from Green Arrow. And also another title coming out.
All New Hawkeye.
All New Hawkeye from Marvel Comics. All New Hawkeye number 1. Great stuff. Jeff Lemire's also going to be doing
Sweet
Bloodshot
Tooth.
Reborn. Yeah, Sweet Tooth.
Why haven't they done a Sweet Tooth movie?
Isn't that the Ice Cream Man from Twisted Metal? The video game?
No.
Anyway,
This was a kid with antlers.
it's not the same.
It was like Mad Max. What did they say? Mad Max meets I forgot.
Christmas.
Mad Max meets Christmas.
But anyway, Descender number 1 from Jeff Lemire. You probably should check this out. Anyway, get the book, grab it. We got plenty of copies, more than usual. Get it. Also, Winter World number 0, written by the great and illustrious Chuck Dixon.
Chuck
Might know
Dixon.
him from a lot of DC properties in the last 20, 30 years, like Nightwing, Green Arrow, tons. He wrote the Tim Drake Robin book. Excellent.
One of my favorite Chuck Dixon's Nightwing Year 1.
Nightwing Year 1, yeah, it's good.
Great stuff.
So anyway, Winterworld's a jumping on point for a property that he began, I believe it was in the 80s. But anyway, it was a property that began then, and he just started picking up the story, and Tommy Lee Edwards is doing the art. I want to check it out.
Can't go wrong with that team.
Also, Black Cross number 1 from Dynamite Comics, or Dynamite Entertainment, written by Warren Ellis, which Warren Ellis is like Morrison and a few other guys, like must-read stuff, and it's with the Project Superpowers universe, Black Terror, the Green Llama. It's basically all these public domain heroes. Was it the Devil or like the Amazing Devil? Basically his name's Daredevil, but they can't call him Daredevil because of Marvel's. But public domain characters, and this is Warren Ellis is kind of doing like a Kingdom Come, Earth X type of storyline with those characters. Might be worth checking out.
Warren Ellis, man. Extremis. She read it.
Iron Man, that's right. So anyway, Warren Ellis has a new book coming out. Was it Injection number 1? Is that what?
Yeah. I'm definitely getting that. He
So,
wrote Red.
Trees.
I mean, if you've seen the movie Red, that was Warren Ellis, man.
Supreme Blue Rose. I mean, Warren Ellis has quite a track record. I would definitely check it out.
I can't say anything negative about Warren Ellis. He's one of those writers. He's the doo-doo.
Yeah, his Moon Knight's awesome, and Aaron is still dying.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it eventually. The day that
Same
Daryl
as I read
reads
OMAC,
Yeah,
so-
if he reads OMAC or Infinity, man, I'm holding out. It's a battle.
One day.
One day.
So we're going to keep talking, since we're talking about Jeff Lemire's All New Hawkeye. Matt Fraction's run ended. Great book. Jeff Lemire's picking up the ball. If you loved his Green Arrow or you love Fraction's Hawkeye, you definitely should check out this book. Avengers number 42. Time runs out. Who is Rabom Alal? Actually, I was wrong. We find out this month. And it's not in this book. It's in New Avengers number 31. We'll find out later this month. But who is Rabom Alal? I don't know.
They're teasing us.
They're definitely teasing us. All I know
I've been
is...
hearing a lot that these two, when you put them together, it's very Grant Morrison-like.
It is. It's very Grant Morrison-like. In fact, you read New Avengers 34. If you, again, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, you'd find out, like, Jonathan Hickman got Captain America down in, like, 2 pages, where most people can't even do it in an entire run.
That's
So-
impressive, because there's been lots of writers that try Captain America, and I'm just like...
Yeah,
Can't be
Captain America basically explains who he is and what he's about. So anyway, read Avengers 42. Time runs out. You want to get on the ground floor of Secret Wars? Do it now.
Do it now.
Okay, Spider-Woman number 5. This book is key. You might say, I don't read Spider-Woman. Well, did you read Spider-Verse? Because you should have, but also this issue is key because it's the debut of her brand new costume. Regardless of what you think about it, I would check the book out.
I like Spider-Woman. I'm just not so hip on that new costume.
I like the classic costume, but I'm open to the idea of a new one. This is
You have
one
to
of
be
the
open
few
to-
things I'm open to.
You have to be open to changes, and I won't say that you shouldn't read it because of this new costume. I'm saying I like the old one better, but it's one of those many books that if I had more money, I'd be reading, because I like Spider-Woman. She-Hulk is one of those too.
Yeah,
Fortunately, that's
it's
one of
over.
the A-Force.
Yeah, A-Force. We're not going to talk. We'll talk about that next time.
Yeah.
Princess Leia number 1. Number 1 of 5. Mark Waid writes the book. Star
Terry
Wars
Dodson.
Terry Dodson, who draws so well.
So well.
So well. Anyway,
So well.
he does. It's a 5-issue miniseries, and you actually find this is actually a take on how does Princess Leia react when her home planet and all of her people are destroyed. And of course, in A New Hope, we saw that happen. This is kind of what happens after all that, after A New Hope. How does Princess Leia respond? Anyway, Star Wars is selling out left and right here. You want to get this one while you can.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't put that in my files. They left after you guys come in and buy
It's
it.
Mark Waid, man.
I'm gonna buy it.
Read it. So anyways, Princess Leia #1, key issue, get it. Couple of honorable mentions. Star Wars #2, we got more copies coming in this week. That book is already going to like a second and third printing. These look like, I believe they're going to be first printings.
Read it.
You know, a lot of people expecting that book. And we got more coming in even after this week, so stay tuned.
Since this is a video, I'll just point this out. I said this last night at the meeting to some of the Star Wars fans.
Did you miss the meeting? You shouldn't have.
You shouldn't have. But to those of you that kind of feel a little burnt by the Star Wars thing, that were huge into Star Wars and just, you know, the prequel thing just killed it. I will say it just like I said last night. I could just have this comic. I don't need any more movies. The Star Wars comic is enough. Like, it
It's
rejuvenates
good.
it.
It's really good.
And when you read it, like, you can actually hear, like, Harrison Ford and them doing
As
it.
Han
I mean, it's
Solo.
just perfect. It is perfect. You should be reading the Star Wars comic.
Yeah, so read that, and also one last honorable mention before we show a bunch of other titles that you should be reading this week. Operation Sin #3 of 5. Agent Carter. If you watch the TV show, it just ended. In many ways, it's very superior in some ways to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s getting better with the Inhumans coming into the show. Anyway, Operation Sin #3. We've actually had a lot of demand for the book since the show ended suddenly. So anyway, I would check out that book.
Carter's one of my favorite characters. Agent 13. Is it 13?
Yes.
I thought so.
So, all right, Aaron. What's something you read, Aaron? Or what's something you think you should drop?
Something I think I should drop. I've dropped Suicide Squad.
Okay.
For one, like, I was a big Jeremy Roberts fan. I think he's a great artist, and he did, like, what, the first 2, maybe 3 issues. The first story arc was really good with Deathstroke turning on the team and stuff, and then it just went... Like, I'm not as against the new Reverse Flash. Like, obviously, the original Reverse Flash is the best, and you can't get better, but there's been other Reverse Flashes. I'm fine with there being another Reverse Flash. I'm fine with it being Iris's brother. Like, it was a cool story. It flashed things out. Fine. Ebor's still the original Reverse Flash and the Reverse Flash, but this is a cool take. You can have another one.
Is it Hunter Zolomon?
No, it's not.
Oh,
Well, I like him, though.
It's Daniel West.
Yeah, it's Daniel West.
Oh, that's right. I hate this story. Yes.
And Daryl hates the story. It doesn't
No,
matter.
I didn't.
It's a cool story.
I didn't like the new Reverse Flash. I would have kept it as Hunter Zolomon or Ebert Thawne. But it's
one of those things. Once you've added a second one, what's the difference in having a third? And especially if it's connected in that West way, it made it better. If you read it with an open mind, you would have liked it.
I mean, I read it with an open mind. I just didn't like it. It wasn't. It felt forced. That's just me. That's my take. Hey,
And that's his take.
I already dropped the book.
He already dropped the book. I stuck with it. I know a few other people that stuck with it and liked the book. The Future Berry thing has been pretty cool. You know,
So what's a book that you think people should read? Flash? Is that what you were going into?
I think I'm gonna say Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Okay.
Because surprisingly enough, like, I was pretty skeptical. Yet Azzarello, it's hard to top Azzarello, man. Brian Azzarello. But Meredith Finch, skeptical about her. She came in, did a great job. David Finch's art. He's not my favorite artist, but I like him. I think he's improved a lot. Everything he does. Forever Evil. Saw a lot of really good work from him. And Wonder Woman's been really good.
Huh.
The whole thing with Donna Troy, there's getting ready to be a fight, and they just totally ended it like classic cartoon commercial break. It's like, here comes Donna Troy facing off Wonder Woman. Commercial. See you next week. And that's pretty much. It was a great cliffhanger. I was really into the book. And of course, there's the weekly titles of Features and World's End. I've already talked about that a bunch. We're going so far into Convergence now that you should just, if you haven't been picking up, you might want to just catch up, wait for the trade or something, because it's getting crazy now.
That's cool.
What is your pick?
No. There's too much stuff.
No, you gotta give one pick. I gave 2 or 3. You gotta give one at least.
Man, there's too many books.
What did you read last week that just blew you away?
Prince Valiant.
Prince Valiant.
Prince Valiant blew me away. I was really impressed by it. I'm trying to think what else. There's something else I read. Man,
Sparks Nevada's a good comic if you're looking for funny stuff.
Yeah, you're looking for funny. That's a cool book.
That's
But anyway, if it were me, Prince Valiant, I would definitely check out Prince Valiant. This book I read, really awesome. Basically tells the beginnings of the character, but also he's at his end as well. So it's a really cool book.
It is a really cool book.
So, yeah.
I haven't read it, but I'm gonna take Daryl's advice on it.
I mean, it's worth a shot if you like those old King Features characters, which I do. It's it's just kind of I kind of have I guess there's a certain reverence towards
that. The movie come out recently.
There was a movie about Prince Valiant?
No, Flash Gordon.
Oh yeah.
We're getting into that kind of character thing, and then the Defenders of the Earth. So that kind of the Phantom and Flash Gordon really stick out to me because of that cartoon, and plus, like I said, the movie with Queen doing Flash.
So anyway, Prince Valiant's cool, and I'm trying to. There's a lot of good books you're reading. You're not reading. So anyway, check out our next meeting.
Wait, you forgot something.
What
There's a trade paperback coming out.
Birthright, Volume 1 comes out from Image Comics. You should be reading Birthright.
Joshua Williamson.
You can get it for $10.
Captain Midnight too. Another one, right?
Yes, Captain Midnight's actually on its final arc. So anyway, there's a lot of stuff you should be reading. Hey, what's your favorite book? Tell us what your favorite book is. Write it down in the comments. And in fact,
exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Write down mention your favorite book. Tell us what you want us to talk about.
What do you want us to talk about?
Maybe you could stand right here with us.
Maybe
and
you
talk
could
to
stand
this
right
camera
here with us and talk to this camera
and play Shadow. My name's Daryl.
My name's Aaron.
And we're talking comics.
We're
Big
talking
Bang's
comics.
talking comics.
Big Bang Comics. Wednesday. New comics.
We got them.
We got them.
BuyBigBang.com.
BuyBigBang.com. Because we got them. Toys, comics, games.
Your mom said so.
Your mom.